Hello and welcome to lesson 4 of week 10. In this lesson, we are going to look at how we can export our results and then create a full end-to-end report function. My name is Mildred. Now we want to save our data frame to CSV. We want to omit the row index column by setting index to false. We want to save to Excel, which will require us to install OpenPyExcel if we don't have it already, and then transpose also. So let's create an export function before we go over all of that. So let's call these export results. So always try to make your function names meaningful. Now the argument we are going to pass in is a data frame, and so we expect it to be of type pd. Then we are going to pass the path for the clean data. So let's call it clean string or something like that. Let's say we want the clean string or clean path. Let's call it clean path, and we want it to be string. And then let's specify the path for the summary statistics or summary data. So say summary path, and we're going to say that the data type here is a string also, and the return type is, let's say, none. Okay, so now what we are doing is exporting the clean data frame and summary statistics to Dix. And so we first of all will clean the data set as CSV. We'll do the summary statistics to Excel format. Let's do group level summary, and then we save that. Let's just do this and then we go back and look at what we have done. So we'll say df dot to CSV. We put the clean path. That's the name we gave it, right? Clean path here. So we'll put the clean path and let's set the index to false so that we will omit the row index column. We can put the login.info to just tell us that clean data has been exported to the path. So we'll say clean data exported, and then we put the clean path. Okay, so we export clean path. Now we want to do the summary statistics to Excel. Let's just try this to Excel, and we are formatting this for like non-technical stakeholders. So you always want to also know your audience, and we always need to make sure that your report at the end of the day is something that you can give to any audience without you having to explain. So even if you're not there, your results will be reproducible. You don't need to explain what you have done. The whole chain of processes that the data went through will be clearly stated. So we want to do this in Excel for non-technical stakeholders. Let's say this summary is equal to df.describe. Let's transpose, so we use t.round to. Then we want to send a summary dot to Excel, and we get the summary part. So send it to the summary part. We can now log this and say login.info. We just want to give the information that summary report exported to the location. We want to, maybe we have group level summary now. We want to have the group summary, and we are grouping by major and exam score. So we'll say group summary will now be equal to the column name is. So we're going to be grouping by major, and let's aggregate the exam score by major. So let's say exam score like this, and the aggregate we want to get here is the count. So let's say count is equal to count. We want to get the mean is equal to mean. We want to get the median is equal to median, and we want to get the standard deviation. So we want it like this, and let's say we want this rounded to 2 decimal points. And so we'll say group summary dot to CSV major summary dot CSV, and we want to have, let's say, login. So login.info, let's put group level summary exported, and we export this to major summary. So we can put this and say we export it here, or we just want to write the name without this. So you have an idea of how we create export functions. We use to CSV to specify the paths where we save it, and we set index to false so that it omits the row index column. We put to Excel here, and we set to Excel, we specify the path for us to save it to Excel, for non-technical stakeholders. And when we use .t, it just means we are transposing, we flip the rows and columns so that the described output will be easier to read in Excel. Now, the final thing we want to do is to create a full end-to-end report function, and this will combine everything into a single function that will load, will clean, will analyze, will test, will export, and will report. And this will always be your final deliverable. If you are to have a data analysis project and you want to deliver a script, this is always the final deliverable. So the full report function, we want to use start from SciPy also, and we want to use chi-square contingent. So I'll write this here from. You can put all your import statements at the top. I'm just doing this in the order in which we needed it. For from SciPy, we want to import start, and then from SciPy.start, we want to import chi2 contingent, I think. Then now we'll create the function. So the function, now let's name it run report. We'll specify the file path. The file path is going to be a string. We'll put the output let's say the output directory also is a string, and let's say string is equal to this dot like this, and then we want to have the return type will be a direct. So now we want to create the analysis pipeline. So the first thing we want to load and clean, we'll compute summary statistics, we run hypothesis tests, we export results, and then we'll return results dictionary. So let's do the login first. So we'll say login.info will now be, I want to just format it nicely. I'll say full analysis starting, okay, and then I want to load and clean. So recall that we have done the pipeline here, run pipeline, so that's what we'll call here for us to load and clean. So we'll say df is equal to run pipeline, and we'll call file path. So we have the file path that will pass in here. Then we want to do the hypothesis test. So one of the research questions we have is, we want to know if the part-time job affects the exam score. So we're going to group them into two, those that have a job and those that do not have a job. So let's say for this hypothesis testing, let's call this group those that have a part-time job is equal to, we want to create a data frame. So we'll say df, and we'll call this part-time job. Let's see what it is there. Yeah, we'll have the part-time job. So we'll have df part-time job, and we want to see those that have a part-time job. So we'll get equal to yes, and we want to get the exam score of those ones too. So those that have part-time job want the exam score, and we'll do those that don't have a part-time job exam score also. So let's name this group no job, and we'll have this to be no, and we want the exam score. Then we want to get t-stat. So you see this in your week 9, t-stat. Let's say pt test is equal to stat.t-test independent. So we're passing the group job, and we're passing the group no job, and then we equal var equal to false. Now we want to do the second hypothesis test, which is we are trying to answer a question, gender versus part-time job, and for this one we use chi-square. So let's say table is equal to pd dot cross tab and gender df time job. So let's say chi-square degree of freedom equal to chi2 contingent table. So we want to get the confidence interval for exam score. So we'll have scores is equal to df, confidence interval will be equal to stat t intervals 0.95, that's for 95%. df, we want to get length, so df is equal to length of the scores minus 1, and then we'll also use the mean of the scores. Log is equal to scores dot mean, and then we'll put scale is equal to stats dot. Now we want to get the complete result, so we'll save this as result is equal to, so this is the final return dictionary that we want to return, and so we want to say the number of observations is equal to is the length of the data frame. We'll put a comma, we want to get the exam mean, So let's write exam mean, and this would be, let's round this. Let's say round scores dot mean. We're rounding this to 2 decimal place. We want to get the 95% confidence interval. So we'll say exam confidence interval 95%, and we will say this. Also, let's round this. Let's say round, and we want to get confidence interval 0, rounding to 2 decimal place, and then we'll round again, confidence interval 1, and round to 2. Okay, I hope this is correct. Then we want to get the t stat. This will now be, we're rounding t stat 4. Let's get the p test, and this will round p t test. Let's round this to 1 place. We'll have the chi-square. Let's round to 4. So let's say we are going to reject null hypothesis test if p-test is less than 0.05, and we'll reject if the p-chi is less than 0.05. Okay, so let's do the reject p-test is less than 0.05. Reject null hypothesis chi-square is less than 0.05. Alright, and I think this is all we want to return for the results. And so what we'll export now, so we'll export the result, and we'll export, let's put the output directory, and then we also put the output directory for the clean data, and that's for the summary report. So let's say we'll put the output directory, and if it's not there, we'll say clean data.csv, and then we will export output directory summary.xlsx. Now we want to print the report. So let's say print, I will start on a new line, and let me do a new line plus, let's put like a header, like equal, let's make it times 50, so I'll have like a header. Then I will print student performance analysis report. Let me say student performance analysis report, and let me print the line beneath the heading. I'm going to do equal to times 50, just to format this neatly. Now I want to, let's say, print the number of rows analyzed. So let's say rows analyzed, we'll put result. So this will tell us the rows analyzed. Then we can write in the report the exam mean confidence interval. So let's just print out everything. So you can do that like this. You print out the exam mean, and let's say you are printing this for the 95% confidence interval. You get the result, the exam mean, and the confidence interval at 95. You print another information, the t-test. You print everything that we have in this result you're exporting. You want to print, and at the end you want to have your login information. Let's say login.info, so login.info, and then you put report complete, something like that. So we're printing every of this information we have here. You can print it as a text, a nice text, and then at the end you return results. Okay, so this shows you everything, or this has given us everything. And so when you want to run now, you're going to run this with the code. So you say result is equal to run report. So now that's what you do, and then you put in the information. Let's say student data. Let's say we have it saved as student data.csv, and then you specify. So this is the input file, and you put the output directory. Output. Let's say output directory output. So let's say we have the directory to be output, and when you run this, everything will run in this one call, everything that we have been doing. So it is important for you to write modular, well-documented Python functions with type hint and doc strings like we have done, to build a data cleaning pipeline that imputes missing values and validate output, to chain the pipeline steps with login at each stage, and creates the command line interface with agpass to make all of the scripts portable and reusable. And we want to export results to CSV and formatted Excel files. You want to write the full end-to-end report like we have done, and you want to write the function that will run the complete analysis. And when you want to validate, you want to apply assert-based data validation to catch problems early. And so these are the professional process that you need to, whenever you clean data, you analyze data, you want to create an workflow automation that is reproducible, that is transferable, that is auditable and scalable. And when we say reproducible, we mean that the same input will always produce the same output. Transferable means that any of your colleagues can run that script without your explanation. Auditable means that every transformation is documented in the code, and if it's scalable, it means that it can run on 300 rows, it can run on 3 million rows with the same one command. So that these steps that you just understood now is what makes data analysis students different from a data scientist. This is where we end this lesson and this course. We hope you enjoyed this course so far and you are going to apply the skills you've learned in your jobs or in your new transition jobs. We thank you for sticking with us and wish you good luck in the future.